Hey everybody, it's Stephanie. Okay, I don't even know where to begin. It's been a while since I've been on here. I had if you've been watching my prior videos, I had breast augmentation and lift on November 10th of last year, 2011. So I'm just over my 2-month mark post-op. If you've been watching my videos, you would also know that I was pretty concerned about my boobs looking a little bit too far out to the sides. Okay, let's be honest. Not even a little bit, a lot. Okay, there's something on my screen. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Nope, not gonna fix it. But I ended up going back to my surgeon twice a week because she was doing like a laser treatment because my implants are like way up here and they're still way out here. Well, I haven't been able to wear any normal clothing because it shows the crazy weirdness under my arms and does not look right. Looks deformed. I am deformed looking. I started doing some research and I started sending pictures to these plastic surgeons to see what they would say about what their opinion was, if there was something wrong. And I researched and found there was something called lateral displacement, which is basically where they're laterally displaced, your implants. They're too far out underneath your arms and they're like under your arms, not where they're supposed to be. They're not in front, they're under and off to the sides. Well, turns out all these surgeons are saying, yeah, you know, it looks like you are laterally displaced. It also looks like she cut the pocket way too high. So I brought it to her attention, as I always do, like, what's going on, what's going on? I kept asking, and every single time she would just like shove off my question as though I never asked it. And then finally, when I started saying, you know, I said something along the lines of, are they laterally like displaced or what? And when I said those two words, it was like a light bulb went off in her head, which I know it had been there the whole time. And she was like, oh yeah, you know, we're probably going to have to do your revision for your capsular contracture that you're probably going to have, and we'll just do a revision and we'll suture up the sides. And I said, oh, well, how many of those have you had to do? And she's like, well, I haven't done any. And I was like, no, immediately. I didn't tell her, but I was thinking, no way I'm coming back to you to do a revision on your crappy work when you have absolutely no experience in what you're planning on doing. So the next time I came in, I asked I had called around, or, you know, asked a bunch of friends and stuff and family, and all these people sent me to this Dr. Mitz, who's supposed to be a really good plastic surgeon. But here's the thing. I went to a cosmetic surgeon, not a plastic surgeon. She was board certified cosmetic surgeon, but I didn't really know the difference between the two. I did research, but nothing ever really said specifically a major difference. Here is the difference. A cosmetic surgeon, apparently, only has to go to a weekend class and take a weekend class, and then they just take a test, a written test. Board certified plastic surgeons have to take 2 years of classes, and they also have to do an actual surgery in front of board certified plastic surgeons and then pass that test and a written test to become a board certified plastic surgeon and get their license. So there's a big difference. Well, unfortunately I made the mistake of going to her, and now I'm left with a huge deformity of my implants, which means I'm going to have a revision, which basically means I'm going to have to start over from scratch, go through hell and back again with my breast implants, surgery, be in pain, the whole 9 yards, because she did not know what she was doing, and she absolutely messed me up. I went and saw the new plastic surgeon today, I haven't told her yet that I am seeing a different surgeon, but when I called to make the appointment with Dr. Mitz, the receptionist informed me that I would need to get an operative report. Okay, so here's the funny thing about the operative report. When I got it, well, first of all, when I asked for it, I noticed, I went into, okay, I don't know how to explain this. I went into my surgeon's, the one who did my breast implants and my lift. I went into her office for, you know, regular 2 times a week checkup thing. And by the way, that incision under my right breast on the inframammary fold is still open. It's been over a month. Yeah, there's something just not right. So anyhow, I go in there to get that checked and to get the capsular contracture laser treatment stuff done. So before I went and saw the doctor, right when I walked in the door, I told the girl at the front desk, I need my operative report. I need a copy of my operative report. The receptionist at Dr. Mitz's office told me that I do not at all have to tell them, regardless, why I am getting a copy of my operative report. And she said if they do ask, just tell them it's for yourself. You don't even have to tell them, because right now I really don't want to, you know, put that out there that I'm going and looking at other places. So anyhow, right after I did that, I noticed that the receptionist left, and I'm sure she went back and told the surgeon, because I didn't hear any talking, but I know she went back there. So that tells me that she was whispering to her. And my surgeon came in and she was talking to me about the revision, and I thought it was odd because all of a sudden she starts offering up, oh, it's only going to be like $1,700 to fix it, like basically making it sound very inexpensive and favorable to go through her to have it done, because it would be a lot less expensive because it's just a revision and it's only going to cost $1,700. And she's like, oh, and I'm also going to be taking a weekend course for revisions this weekend. And I was thinking, good for you, but I'm not coming there. And I just kind of went, okay, that's all I said, because I really don't care to tell her anything right now. So today I went to go see Dr. Mitz, and he is very nice, and he is very professional, like to the point where he answers your questions, but he's very direct and to the point. He doesn't, like, you know, bounce around, you know, shoot around, you know, the whole subject. He just gets right to the point. And he's like, okay, well, let's take a look at you. Him and his nurse was in there, and I'm not kidding you, the moment I pulled that little plastic or that paper stuff off my, you know, boobs to show him, he and her both looked completely shocked. Like, he said, okay, yeah, definitely I understand why you are here. He also mentioned that he's had to revise a couple of my surgeon's past patients, their breast augmentations and lifts, because she did a shoddy job on them as well. So it wasn't really a surprise to him when I said her name. He did say, however, that my boobs do need a revision for sure, and he said you definitely have lateral mouth or formation or whatever, mouth displacement. And he said, but I've seen lateral displacement before. He's like, but not like this. I mean, that's, you definitely need some help here. And he's like, I can understand now why you're so frustrated about this. And at one point I started to cry, but I'm just so stressed out about the whole thing. I don't, you know, I have to pay. I spent $8,345 on breast implants and a lift. And now, you know, he's actually giving me a discount because he feels so bad about the whole situation, that the discount, okay, normally this revision surgery would cost like $7,000 to $8,000, and he's charging me $5,000 to $6,500. So, yeah. I am pissed off. I, you know, was talking to my husband, and I know you guys are all probably thinking the same thing that we were thinking. I did not spend $8,345 to watch it go down the drain, have to put myself through another freaking painful surgery, which, by the way, he said this is even more painful than the original surgery. And if you saw me after my regular surgery that I had 2 months ago, you would know that it was the most painful thing I've been through. So this is going to be awful, but it's going to fix the issue. He did say I would probably be down and uncomfortable and in pain for about 3 to 4 months, but he would, administer enough pain medication so that I don't, have to feel it as much. But, I mean, he said that's just with the swelling and stuff like that, because there's going to be a lot going on. He said it's a complicated surgery. But I talked to my husband, and when I had my original breast augmentation and lift, just like with most surgeries that you have, I signed an arbitration agreement. But that doesn't mean I can't take her to court, like for arbitration sue or for whatever, arbitration court or whatever it's called. So I'm going to go in and tell her that I'm no longer going to be seeing her, that I will be getting my revision elsewhere, and I'm also going to tell her that I do not feel like she did a good job at all. I feel like, she did a very bad job. She is basically malpractice, because she didn't do what she was supposed to do, and in some cases I almost think she did it on purpose, because right after my surgery she went to Thailand for 2 weeks, and she kept mentioning from almost the beginning that I need a revision in like 6 months, which means more money in her pocket 6 months down the road if she thought I was going back to her. So yeah, I'm going to tell her that she has 2 options. She can either pay me back the entire amount in full, and if she doesn't want to do that, then I can ask her how much she'd be willing to pay me back. Otherwise, I'm going to take her to court, because I'm not going to spend $8,345 for nothing. Basically, if that's the case, I spent $8,345 to be in pain and to have like depression for the past 2 months because I can't do anything or wear anything normal and I look ridiculous. But anyways, so that is the update. I am running on 12 minutes here, so I probably need to cut this off. I just want to let you guys know. Oh, and my new surgeon, Dr. Mitz, the plastic surgeon, said that at this point he cannot do anything until that incision heals, which he told me better ways to heal it. He said basically just wash it with like ivory unscented soap, bar soap, and water, and then let it, air dry or whatever, and then put some gauze over it so it doesn't rub against anything or touch or get, any bacteria or anything in there. And it should heal, because it's taken over a month, and that's not okay. Anyhow, that is it, guys. Do your research. Do not go to a cosmetic surgeon. Go to a board certified plastic surgeon. Okay. Alright, that's it.